This video is going to be a little difficult for me to make. I'm going to be revealing a few things about myself. I am feeling extremely anxious making this video, but I feel that it needs to be made. So with recent events, people keep jumping to it's mental health, it's mental illness. People need to take guns away from people with mental health issues, mental illness issues. And I have to strongly disagree. It is not a mental health issue, and I really wish people would stop and understand that. It is not a mental health issue. What it is evil. However you want to look at that, however you want to say it, pure and simple, it is evil. And I know, because I have mental health afflictions. I don't like to use the term illness because illness implies that it can be cured, and unfortunately, no, it can't. And here we are, 2025. A lot of progress has been made from the 80s when I grew up living through this. When I first started to manifest, I was 7 years old. I attempted suicide at 7. I was not very smart. I climbed up a large fruit tree that I thought was 3-4 times bigger than what it actually was because I was so small for my age. But when I fell out of the tree, I jumped out. I was attempting to commit suicide. And everybody assumed, since me and my family and my siblings and my cousins used to climb these trees all the time to pick fruit, that I just fell out because I climbed the tree all the time. Only my grandmother noticed I didn't fall. She could tell I jumped. So she was an ER nurse, and she said that she was going to take me to ER to reset my shoulder because all that happened was I dislocated my shoulder. And on that ride, she told me, it's okay to have these feelings and emotions, but I have to hide them. Because at this point, hospitals still had mental health wards, or asylums as people call them, and that they're calling to bring back. No. And I've heard a lot of stories that, it's just people exaggerating, or it's movies of these bad negative things that happen in these mental health facilities and mental health hospitals and the same asylums, and that they don't actually happen. Bullshit. They do. I know firsthand because I spent a week in the Harris County Mental Health Hospital. All because I attempted to get help. Because I was dealing with my depression. I attempted to get help. I pissed off the psychiatrist who was evaluating me. So to teach me a lesson, she locked me up for a week. And I wasn't able to get out. And I will tell you, I've been in the county jails. It's 10 times worse. So don't tell me that they don't treat us like regular people in there, because they don't. It is a living hell in there. And there's a reason why most people don't want to go back. And for that reason, they won't seek the treatment that they actually need. If you look at it as somebody who's diagnosed with cancer, and it's somebody you love, you would demand that they try to get treatment. If they say, no, I don't want treatment, I'm just going to live with it, you'd be angry. You'd be upset. You would be doing everything you can to push them to get the treatment they need. All you're doing now with this rhetoric of it's mental health people, everybody who has a mental health issue needs to be locked up. No, not everybody needs to be locked up. No, not everybody needs to be on medication. Granted, some people do, not everybody does. And being over medicated is one of the problems that we're facing as a society today. Nobody wants to get the actual treatment they need because they're afraid of this kind of talk. Just lock them up for what? Something that they can't control? Are you going to lock up a diabetic because he now has to take insulin because his body is not doing what a normal body is supposed to do? No. You would seek that they get treatment. You would encourage them to get treatment. It is the same thing. Somebody who has anxiety, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, and any number of other mental afflictions, they can't help that. It is a chemical imbalance in their body. They cannot help that the same way a person cannot help having diabetes, getting cancer, whatever major fatal illness. They can't help that. Your body does things whether you want it to or not, and that's the end of the story. That's all there is. But you don't do it by locking people up. You get them the help they need by allowing them to be able to come forward, talk about what it is that's the things that are bothering them, the things that are afflicting them, and getting treatment for it. But all this rhetoric is the same rhetoric I heard in the 80s. Just lock them up. Just lock them up. My grandmother told me I had to hide it for that exact reason, because a brown person or a black person or any other minority person is a scary person if they have mental health issues. And she's seen it firsthand in the hospital. So she knew what she was talking about. She did not want that for me. So I had to literally hide it. Nobody knew I had issues until almost my 30s, because I had hid it so well. I would deny it. I would suffer in silence. The only people who actually knew was my best friend, because he also has issues. And we talk about how we saved each other's lives because one night we just stood up all night talking. And we realized that we were going through the same things. So you want to talk about people who they have PTSD or any other kind of mental illness, and let's take away their guns. Guess what? Over 80% of law enforcement gone. If you think they can do that job and not develop any kind of mental issues, you're wrong. Same with first responders, as in medics. Same as with emergency room doctors or nurses. You don't think the things that they see on a daily basis gets to them? If you're a human being and you're decent, yeah, it's gonna get to you. You can't avoid that. So don't tell me it's a mental health issue, because it's not. And all you're doing is putting good people who are trying to get treatment, like myself, to avoid getting treatment, to go back into hiding, and to say that because I suffer with anxiety, depression, and bipolar, which I call my demons 3, but to say because I suffer with those, I should not be able to have a firearm. I should not be able to defend myself and my family. No. I carried a gun for a living for 16 years. Granted, it was private security, but I worked in a lot of places that the police department wouldn't go into. I worked closely with a few different other police departments, including one of the biggest ones, Houston, and Harris County Sheriff's Departments. I carried a gun for a living. I've seen the things that they've seen. I know some of them that, hey, they develop PTSD from some of the things that they've seen. Some of the things that they've had to do because of people doing evil things. Let's call it what it is. It's evil. You don't have to be a Christian to be a good person. You don't have to believe in any God or any faith to be a good person, to know right from wrong. But it's an evil person who does evil things. Whether it's, you consider it a small evil thing or a large evil thing, like shooting up a school, a church, killing somebody for speaking their mind. Let's call it what it is. It is not mental health. It is evil.